There's a kind of season that no one warns you about. A season where nothing seems to be working. A season where effort meets silence. Where clarity is a stranger. Where the things that used to make sense suddenly feel foreign. Where the energy that once carried you dries up. And the vision you once had gets blurry. It's the in-between season. Not where you were, not yet where you're going. A season full of waiting, of false starts. Of paused momentum, of invisible progress. A season that feels like treading water. You're doing your best, but you can't see any shoreline in sight. And in this space, the questions start to feel heavier. What am I even doing? What if I'm wasting time? What if I missed my shot? What if I'm just stuck? And the most painful thought of all, what if this is it? But what if the season you're in right now, this quiet, shapeless, exhausting season isn't a punishment or a mistake? What if it's preparation? What if this isn't the end of something, but the equipping for what's coming next? What if this moment isn't meant to move fast, but to build deep? What if this space you're in isn't empty? It's sacred, you see. We're taught to value momentum, to chase visible progress, to glorify the climb, to believe that if we're not moving, we must be doing something wrong. But some of the most powerful transformations happen underground, out of sight. In stillness and slowness. In silence. Think of the seed beneath the soil. Nothing visible, no green shoots. No proof that anything is working. But deep underneath, it's breaking. It's stretching, it's softening. It's preparing for something that no one above ground can see this season. Your season is no different. Right now, something inside you is shifting quietly. Invisibly but undeniably. You are shedding beliefs that no longer serve you. You are unlearning the idea that your worth depends on performance. You are grieving identities that were wrapped around job titles. You are resting in a way you never allowed yourself to before. You are meeting yourself in your most raw, honest state, not as a brand, not as a title, not as a resume, but as a soul that's not a pause. That's construction, that's foundational. That's holy ground, and when the next door opens, because it will, you'll walk through it differently. You'll walk through it not hungry for validation, but full from within. You'll walk through it not chasing success, but walking in alignment. You'll walk through it with a clarity that only silence could have given you. A strength that only stillness could have taught you. A confidence that no external wind could have offered, because it was built in the dark. Right here in this. But it's hard to see that when you're in the middle. It's hard to trust the process, when the process doesn't feel like progress. It's hard to believe you're being prepared when all you feel is the ache of waiting. So if that's where you are right now, let me remind you of something simple and true. You are not behind, you are not lost. You are not being punished. You are being built, you are being fortified. You are being reshaped from the inside out. And this process takes time, not because you're weak, but because what you're building is real. Because what's next for you won't be fragile. It won't be shallow. It won't be something you have to pretend to just to feel safe. What's next for you will require this version of you, this honest, grounded, brave version to show up. So you can't rush it, you can't skip this chapter. You can't leap into the next season without first becoming the person who's ready to live it. And yes, that becoming is hard, but it's worth it, because you're not just getting through something, you're growing through something. You're not just surviving. Lay off, you're becoming someone who knows how to face the unknown without collapsing. You're not just waiting for a new job, you're just discovering the kind of work that truly reflects your values. You're not just looking for stability. You're learning how to create it from within. And that kind of growth, it's never wasted. It never leaves you the same. It never disappears. When the external circumstances change, it stays, it carries you. It transforms everything but to receive it. You have to be willing to stay in the discomfort, to stop resisting the season. Stop rushing out of the pain and start listening to what it's here to teach you. Ask yourself, who am I becoming in this waiting? What muscles am I building that no one sees? What patterns am I breaking that would have followed me into the next job? What boundaries am I learning to hold? What truths am I finally speaking? What gentleness am I practicing with myself that I never gave myself before? These are not small things. These are life-altering. These are legacy-defining. These are soul-deep shifts that will impact every room you walk from here on out. So don't discount this season. Don't minimize. Don't wish it away. Let it do its work in you. Let it carve you deeper. Let it stretch your patience. Let it refine your vision. Let it strip away everything that was never really you, so that when the next chapter arrives, and it will, you step into it with more truth, more wholeness, more power than you've ever known. This season is building you. Trust it, trust the process. Trust your slow steps, trust the silence. Trust yourself, you're not behind. You're right on time, you're not off track. You're being prepared, and the person you're becoming right now, the one who's showing up even without clarity, the one who's still choosing faith over fear, the one who's still here, still breathing, still hoping, that person is extraordinary. That person is worthy. That person is readying for something that's going to be worth every hard
you've
day
walked
through to get here. So breathe, rest, honor the process, and keep walking. This season isn't empty. It's everything. Let it build you. Let it make you, let it carry you home to yourself. It's easy to believe that one closed door means the whole house is burning down. It's easy to think that this moment, this silence, this disappointment, this pause must be the end of everything you worked for, especially when you've poured years into a job, into a company, into an identity, especially when your value has been measured and deadlines met, results delivered, hours logged, especially when the job you lost wasn't just your paycheck, it was your structure, your routine, your social circle, your sense of purpose. So when it ends, it doesn't just feel like loss. It feels like erasure, like a life you built was suddenly deleted without warning, and in that emptiness, your mind starts to spiral. You wonder if it was your fault. You replay conversations, you scan your memory for clues. You try to make sense of the chaos by blaming yourself for things that were never truly in your control. And then the fear kicks in. You think, what if I never recover from this? What if this was my peak? What if I've already missed my chance? What if I'm too old, too late? Too irrelevant to start over? But here's the truth, raw, unfiltered, and important. This chapter is not the end. This is not the last page. This is not where your story closes. This is where the page turns. And I know right now that might be hard to believe. Because this part is dark, it's lonely. It's uncertain, it lacks clarity, momentum, applause. It's full of I don't know. It's full of waiting. It's full of rejection and redirection and doubt. But it is not the end. It's the interval between what broke and what's about to break through. It's the space where new roots form. It's the rebuilding phase no one claps for. Yet every great story has a moment like this. Every hero hits a wall. Every comeback begins with a collapse. Every reinvention starts with a re-evaluation. And this ache you're feeling, this fog you're walking through, is evidence that something old is ending, so something new can begin. Because growth is often disguised as loss. Because clarity is often born from confusion. Because sometimes life has to take away what you thought you needed so you can find what truly matters. And I get it, hearing that doesn't erase the anxiety. It doesn't instantly bring the next opportunity, but maybe, just maybe, it brings you back to hope. Not the loud fireworks kind of hope. The quiet, grounded kind. The kind that says, I don't know what's coming, but I'm still open to what's possible. The kind that says, I don't have it figured out, but I believe there's something here for me to learn. The kind that says, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. And I'm not done yet. This chapter isn't about proving yourself. It's about meeting yourself. It's about facing the version of that no longer needs to earn their worth through titles. It's about remembering that you're still whole, still worthy, still meaningful, even without a role to fill or a team to manage. You are not broken. You are not failing. You are not done. You are in transition. You are in a liminal space, a space between versions of you. The old one has been released. The new one hasn't fully formed. And that's okay. Let it be messy. Let it be slow. Let it take the time it needs. You're not late. You're not lost. You're evolving. And every uncomfortable thing you're experiencing right now, the doubt, the questions, the grief, is part of the becoming. So let's stop treating this chapter like a punishment. Let's treat it like preparation, like sacred ground, like the soil where your next season is being planted. You are not at rock bottom. You are at the foundation, and what you build from here will be more authentic, more aligned, more you than anything you've built before. But only if you stop running from the pause and learn to live in it. Only if you stop judging the slow and start honoring the still. Only if you stop asking what's next long enough to ask. Who am I becoming? Because you are becoming right here, right now, even in the quiet, even in the confusion, even in the waiting. You are not your job loss. You are not your productivity level. You are not your LinkedIn updates. You are a human in motion, You are a life unfolding. You are the writer of your next chapter. And guess what? You haven't even hit the best part yet. So take a breath. Stop rushing to fix what doesn't need fixing yet. Trust the process that feels like nothing's happening, but is actually building everything. Trust the stillness that feels scary, but is actually sacred. Trust yourself. You have not peaked. You are not finished. You are not out of chances. This chapter is not the end. It's the intermission before the rise. It's the deep breath before the breakthrough. It's the part of the story where the audience leans in, because something big is coming, and that something is you.